scientists discover that this mysterious three-fingered mummy was pregnant. In a discovery that has sparked both fascination and debate around the world, researchers have unveiled a remarkable finding: a pregnant Nazca mummy named Montserrat. Unearthed from the Nazca region of Peru, this ancient specimen is unlike any seen before. Within the preserved body, scientists identified a developing entity that appeared to possess the same unique characteristics as other Nazca mummies. Most notably, a tridactyl form, meaning it had 3 fingers. The presence of this developing body within Montserrat has led to a flurry of scientific inquiry and renewed questions about the origins and nature of these mysterious beings. The tridactyl trait, 3 elongated fingers, has become a defining feature of the Nazca mummies, setting them apart from any known human species. Researchers have noted that the fetal form inside Montserrat also shared this distinct anatomical structure, suggesting that the developing entity belonged to the same species as its host. This pregnancy discovery is unprecedented and adds a new layer of complexity to an already puzzling case. When the individuals who discovered the specimens first came forward, their claims were met with skepticism. However, several months later, they testified before the Mexican Congress to share their experiences and provide further data. Backed by new research, they claimed that more than 30% of the DNA collected from the specimens did not match any known species on Earth. This genetic anomaly, coupled with the biological consistency of the mummies, has kept scientists and the public deeply intrigued. Adding credibility to the testimony, a group of independent researchers has confirmed that the mummified remains are biologically authentic. The bodies, including Montserrat, do not show signs of artificial assembly or fabrication. Their skeletal structures, tissues, and internal compositions all appear to be naturally formed, without indications of manipulation. This conclusion significantly counters claims that the mummies are hoaxes or modern creations. The discovery of Montserrat being pregnant has been viewed by many scientists as a critical turning point. Until now, the possibility that the mummies were assembled or altered in recent history remained on the table. But the presence of a fetus in the process of gestation within the body strongly suggests a biological life cycle. This not only indicates that the being was living at one point, but also that it reproduced or was capable of doing so. Such findings support the idea that these entities may have once formed a sustainable population. Currently, scientists from the United States are conducting additional studies to better understand the biological makeup and potential origin of the Nazca mummies. They are running advanced genetic tests and scanning the remains for further clues that could confirm or challenge the current conclusions. As this work continues, the scientific community remains divided, with some urging caution and others pushing for further exploration into the possibility of an unknown or even extraterrestrial species. Regardless of the ultimate outcome, the discovery of Montserrat, particularly in a pregnant state, has already changed the conversation. The mystery of Leah Roberts. Leah Toby Roberts was a vibrant and free-spirited young woman whose mysterious disappearance in the spring of the year 2000 has left both investigators and her family with more questions than answers. Born on the 23rd of July, 1976, in Durham, North Carolina, Leah was the youngest of 3 children in a loving but ultimately tragedy-stricken family. Her early years were marked by joy and curiosity, but in her late teens and early 20s, she experienced a series of life-altering losses and hardships that reshaped her outlook on life. Her father was diagnosed with a chronic respiratory illness while Leah was still in high school. Shortly after, she enrolled at North Carolina State University, where she majored in anthropology and Spanish. Tragedy struck again on the 5th of February 1997, when Leah's mother passed away suddenly due to heart complications. Then, in the fall of 1998, Leah was in a serious car crash that resulted in a shattered femur and a punctured lung. A metal rod had to be implanted in her leg to support the healing process. Despite the severity of the accident, she emerged from recovery with a renewed appreciation for life. She told her sister that the experience had left her feeling born again. But another devastating loss came just months later, when her father passed away on the 19th of April, 1999. Having now lost both parents within 2 years, Leah's life shifted. Her siblings described her as feeling lost, and she made the decision to leave school just 3 months short of graduation. In the months that followed, Leah found comfort in creative pursuits, learning to play guitar, writing poetry, taking photographs, and adopting a kitten, whom she named B. She also began engaging in deep philosophical discussions and became increasingly interested in the writings of Jack Kerouac. His novel, The Dharma Bums, particularly inspired her, and she started expressing a desire to embark on a soul-searching road trip. On the morning of the 9th of March, 2000, Leah spoke with her sister Cara. They talked about life, uncertainty, and made plans to see each other soon. That afternoon, Leah agreed to help her roommate Nicole babysit the following day, but when Nicole returned home later that evening, Leah and her Jeep were gone. At first, this didn't seem concerning, as Leah often came and went on her own schedule. But when she failed to show up for the babysitting commitment the next day and couldn't be reached by phone, alarm bells started ringing. By the 13th of March, Cara reported her missing. A search of Leah's room revealed that she had taken clothing and her kitten. A note left behind expressed positivity and included enough money to cover a month's rent and bills. Drawn on the outside was a Cheshire Cat smile, a nod to Alice in Wonderland, a story Leah loved, though her sister couldn't help but wonder if it symbolized something deeper. Leah's bank records later showed she had withdrawn thousands of dollars and used her card to pay for a hotel room in Memphis, Tennessee. Subsequent charges for food and gas were made across several states, the last being in Brooks, Oregon, on the 13th of March. Surveillance footage at a gas station there showed Leah alone, calm, and not appearing to be in distress. She looked out toward the parking lot before making a transaction, a detail that continues to spark speculation. On the 18th of March, 5 days after her last financial activity, a couple discovered Leah's Jeep at the bottom of a steep embankment near Canyon Creek Road in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest in Washington state. The vehicle appeared to have rolled several times, and based on the damage, police believed that anyone inside would have been badly injured. Yet there was no sign of Leah, no blood, and no indication of injury. Oddly, blankets and pillows had been used to cover the windows, possibly to turn the Jeep into a makeshift shelter. Scattered around the area were Leah's guitar, passport, checkbook, CDs, and personal items. Some of her clothes were found tied to trees, and a small amount of male DNA was discovered. Leah's kitten was missing, though her carrier and food remained in the vehicle. Even more puzzling was the discovery of her late mother's engagement ring beneath the floor mat, an item she always wore and deeply treasured. A camera was also found, but the undeveloped film only showed pictures taken months earlier. No photos from her road trip had been taken. A short time later, a restaurant in Bellingham, Washington, confirmed that Leah had spoken with 2 men at the counter on the 13th of March. She had discussed her journey and her admiration for Jack Kerouac. One man claimed she left alone, while the other said she left with someone named Barry. Police produced a sketch of Barry, but no other witness recalled seeing such a person, casting doubt on the claim. Suspicion grew when it was revealed that one of the men was a mechanic. Though authorities interviewed him, his fingerprint did not match one later found under the hood of Leah's Jeep. That fingerprint, discovered years later in 2006, was a turning point in the case. A new team of detectives examined the vehicle and found that the Jeep's starter relay wire had been deliberately cut, meaning it could have been set into motion without anyone in the driver's seat. This pointed to the possibility that the crash had been staged by someone with knowledge of car mechanics. Additionally, a credible yet incomplete tip was called in a week after the Jeep was discovered. A man claimed his wife saw Leah in Everett, Washington, disoriented and unable to say her name. The caller ended the call abruptly, and for reasons still unclear, investigators have never publicly followed up on the sighting. Despite a large-scale search using helicopters, dogs, and metal detectors to trace the rod in her leg, no trace of Leah was found in the surrounding wilderness. Her disappearance remains one of the Pacific Northwest's most haunting unsolved mysteries. More than 2 decades later, Leah Roberts' story continues to spark speculation and heartbreak. Was she the victim of a chance encounter gone wrong? Did someone she met on her journey take advantage of her trust? Or, in her search for meaning and peace, did she choose to vanish on her own terms? Until answers emerge, the mystery of Leah Roberts remains suspended between possibility and silence, an echo of a journey never fully understood taken by a young woman determined to rediscover life in the wild beauty of the unknown. Jim Thompson, an American businessman and former military officer, is a name synonymous with the revival of the Thai silk industry in the mid-20th century. His efforts not only brought global recognition to Thai silk, but also played a crucial role in preserving the craft during a time when it was on the brink of extinction. However, Thompson's legacy is shadowed by one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century, his sudden and unexplained disappearance in the Cameron Highlands of Malaysia on 26 March 1967. Despite extensive searches and numerous theories, the fate of Jim Thompson remains unsolved, leaving behind a fascinating enigma that continues to captivate the world. Born in 1906 in Greenville, Delaware, Jim Thompson was a man of diverse interests and talents. He studied architecture at Princeton University and later worked as an architect in New York City. During World War II, Thompson joined the Office of Strategic Services, the precursor to the CIA, and was stationed in Southeast Asia, where he developed a deep fascination with the region's culture and traditions. After the war, Thompson settled in Thailand and became involved in the country's silk industry, which at the time was a cottage industry on the verge of collapse. Recognizing the beauty and potential of Thai silk, he dedicated himself to reviving the craft. In 1948, he founded the Thai Silk Company, which quickly gained international acclaim. Thompson's keen eye for design, combined with his marketing skills, transformed Thai silk into a luxury fabric coveted by fashion designers and customers worldwide. By the 1950s and 1960s, Thompson had become a prominent figure in Thailand, earning the moniker the Silk King. He was also a well-known socialite, hosting lavish parties at his Bangkok home, which itself became a tourist attraction known as the Jim Thompson House. The house, a stunning blend of traditional Thai architecture and Western comforts, showcased his love for Southeast Asian art and culture. Jim embarked on a brief weekend holiday in March 1967 to visit a friend's residence, the Moonlight Bungalow, located in the scenic 5,000-foot-high rainforest of the Cameron Highlands in central Malaysia. On the Sunday of Easter, March 26th, he attended church, had lunch with his hosts and a companion, and then took a stroll in the afternoon while they were taking a nap. The most extensive land search in Southeast Asia was conducted, involving hundreds of individuals working full-time for 11 days. This search included Malay Police Field Force officers, Thai police, Malaysian Army personnel, British Army volunteers, US Army observers, Boy Scouts, patients from a local hospital, Orang Asli indigenous native trackers, the world's most renowned mystic, and over 118 local mystics. One scholar posits that the solution to Thompson's mystery could be found in certain bone fragments unearthed in the Cameron Highlands in 1985. The skeletal remains, devoid of the cranium, were unearthed by Orang Asli squatters in a burial site situated on the periphery of a vegetable field by the major thoroughfare in Brinh Chang. Master Mariner Captain Philip J. Rivers reported that he was informed of the finding by a health officer during his investigation into Thompson's disappearance in 2007. Upon collecting the fragments, the authorities established no link to Thompson's disappearance in Tanah Rata, as they were discovered in Brinh Chang. The likelihood is that his body remained undetected in the dense vegetation, concealed within an unmarked burial site following a hit-and-run incident. Rivers stated that a DNA test conducted on the bones could potentially offer a more comprehensive response. Thus far, there has been no definitive verification that the bones are the legitimate remains of Thompson. Rivers also states that the bones are currently stored in a secure and protected location. As of right now, his disappearance remains a mystery. The mystery of the Vimana, a mythological flying palace or chariot described in Hindu texts. The concept of advanced flying machines is often considered a product of modern science fiction, but ancient Hindu texts tell a different story. According to these texts, Vimana were flying palaces or chariots used by gods and legendary figures capable of traveling vast distances through the air. Described in astonishing detail in ancient scriptures such as the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Ramayana, these vehicles are depicted with features and capabilities that eerily resemble modern aircraft and even spaceships. Some researchers and enthusiasts believe that the accounts of Vimana could be more than just myth, They could be evidence of early UFO sightings, or even advanced technology possessed by ancient civilizations. The word Vimana in Sanskrit generally means a vehicle or craft, and it is most commonly associated with flying machines. These flying machines are prominently featured in several ancient Hindu texts, with descriptions that vary in detail and purpose. In the Ramayana, for example, the Pushpaka Vimana is described as a flying palace that belonged to the demon king Ravana. This Vimana was said to be capable of flying at great speeds and could travel to any place on Earth at the command of its owner. It was large enough to accommodate Ravana's entire court, suggesting that it was not only a means of transport, but also a symbol of power and luxury. Similarly, the Mahabharata, another ancient epic, contains references to Vimana used in battles, where they are depicted as highly maneuverable and equipped with weapons of great power. These texts describe the Vimana as capable of moving vertically, horizontally, and even disappearing from sight, which some interpret as evidence of advanced propulsion systems and cloaking technology. Other ancient texts, such as the Vedas and various Puranas, also mention Vimana, often in the context of divine or semi-divine beings, using them to travel between Earth and the heavens. The Samarangana Sutradhara, a 12th century Sanskrit treatise on architecture, dedicates several chapters to the construction and operation of Vimana, detailing materials, designs, and even instructions for their use. For those who believe in the possibility of ancient UFOs, the descriptions of Vimana in Hindu texts are compelling. The detailed accounts of these flying machines, with their advanced capabilities, suggest that they may have been more than just products of the imagination. Some researchers theorize that Vimana could have been real, physical machines, perhaps remnants of a lost civilization with advanced technology, or even the result of contact with extraterrestrial beings. One popular theory is that ancient civilizations, including those in India, may have been visited by extraterrestrial beings who shared their technology with humans. The Vimana, according to this theory, could have been advanced aircraft provided by these beings, or reverse-engineered by humans who were taught or inspired by these visitors. The notion that ancient texts might contain descriptions of alien technology is not new, and the Vimana are often cited as key evidence in this argument. Supporters of this theory point to the precise descriptions of the Vimana's capabilities, such as the ability to fly at great speeds, hover, and travel vast distances, characteristics that align with modern descriptions of UFOs. They also highlight the fact that these texts were written thousands of years ago, long before the invention of aircraft, suggesting that the knowledge of such technology must have come from an external source. The Pushpaka Vimana, as described in the Ramayana, is perhaps the most famous of all the Vimana. This flying palace, which originally belonged to Kubera, the god of wealth, was taken by Ravana and later used by Lord Rama to return to his kingdom after defeating Ravana in battle. The Pushpaka Vimana is described as a magnificent vehicle, capable of flying through the sky at the speed of thought, guided by mental commands rather than physical controls. The description of the Pushpaka Vimana includes intricate details about its construction and features, such as its ability to expand and contract, its luxurious interiors, and its smooth, silent flight. These descriptions have led some researchers to speculate that the Pushpaka Vimana was not just a mythological creation, but a real aircraft, possibly powered by advanced technology that has since been lost to history. The disappearance of Amy Bechtel. Unfortunately, individuals disappearing with no trace is not an uncommon occurrence, and Amy Bechtel is one such sad case. Amy was 24 when she married Steve Bechtel, a fellow fitness enthusiast. A seemingly idyllic young couple, after their 1996 marriage, they moved to Lander, Wyoming, so that Steve could pursue his rock climbing passion, while Amy could run and teach fitness classes. They had purchased the house that they were planning on moving into, and Amy had a long list of tasks to complete in order to finish the process. On July 24, 1997, Steve departed for a rock climbing trip with one of his friends, while Amy left to teach a fitness class and complete some of her long list of errands to get the house ready to move into, before planning to take a jog on Loop Road in the Shoshone National Forest. When Steve returned after a long day of rock climbing, Amy still had not returned, but he was not immediately concerned, considering her long list of items that she planned to accomplish that day. He visited with his neighbors, Todd and Amy Skinner, around 8:15, noting that she was not back yet, but not seeming overly worried yet. However, at around 11 in the evening, when there was still no sign of Amy, he returned to the neighbors and recruited their help as the search for Amy Bechtel began. The Skinners drove through several of the roads that Amy typically took when jogging and located her white Toyota station wagon abandoned on Loop Road at approximately 1 in the morning. However, no trace of Amy could be found around the car, even after the search expanded to include over 500 people searching over a 20-mile radius over the course of 8 days before the search unfortunately had to be called off. The only trace of Amy that was ever found were her sunglasses, to-do list, and car keys, which were located inside of her car. It seemed that she likely had her wallet with her, wherever she was. Amy Bechtel was never found, and no other clues led to the resolution of this unsolved mystery, leading to her being declared legally deceased in 2004, 7 years after her disappearance. Her husband Steve was temporarily investigated as a suspect, but he was never charged, although some still believe that he is the one to blame for Amy's loss of life. Investigators searching the home found several journals and poems that Steve had written with violent themes and such. Later, investigators also admitted that his plans for the day included several holes. Additionally, Amy's brother Nell disclosed that he had noticed a strange bruise on her arm several weeks before her disappearance. When he brought it up to her, she claimed that Steve would occasionally get a little rough with her, leading Nell to privately believe that he was hurting her. However, Steve was never charged by investigators and personally believes that Amy was either taken by a stranger as she jogged on Loop Road or was struck by a car, causing the driver to panic and hide her body. However, the cause of her disappearance has never been found, and Amy Bechtel was never seen again. Cameron Robbins, an 18-year-old individual who recently finished high school, has been unaccounted for since the 24th of May, after falling into the waters near the Bahamas while aboard a sunset cruise ship. While on a celebratory trip to the Bahamas with friends, Mr. Robbins, who had just graduated from the University Laboratory School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, mysteriously vanished while in the ocean. On the 24th of May, Mr. Robbins went overboard while on a sunset cruise called Blackbeard's Revenge with the group. Based on the information provided, it's alleged that Mr. Robbins willingly leaped off the boat as part of a dare. A video capturing the incident reveals Mr. Robbins swimming in near-total darkness. But since the footage was released, various theories have been put forward to explain what happened, with some suggesting that it was a shark, while others pointed out that it sounded like the audio had been tampered with. After jumping off the boat, Mr. Robbins hasn't been seen since. The search for Mr. Robbins by the US Coast Guard and Royal Bahamas Defense Force lasted for multiple days, until it was suspended on Saturday, May 27th. Cameron Robbins, an 18-year-old individual, recently completed his high school education at University Laboratory School. This institution is affiliated with Louisiana State University and is located in Baton Rouge. According to reports, it has been stated that Mr. Robbins engaged in playing baseball during his time at school. Mr. Robbins and friends were vacationing at the Atlantis Paradise Resort in the Bahamas to commemorate their graduation, as confirmed by Louisiana State University. The excursion was not officially approved by the school. University Lab School Director Kevin George stated that Mr. Robbins was a student at the school for 13 years. The University Lab School community hopes for the best outcome in this situation and said that they have personally communicated with Cameron's family and noted that at the time of his disappearance, authorities in the Bahamas were actively searching for him. The university said that in moments like these, it is vital for us to unite and provide support to one another. It is claimed that during the trip, Mr. Robbins was challenged to leap off the boat. According to Jonathan Chia, a representative from Pirates Revenge Limited, the parent company of Blackbeard's Revenge, Mr. Robbins fell into the water at around 9:40 in the evening. Chia provided the following information in a statement. The video, recorded shortly after Mr. Robbins leaped into the water, depicted the 18-year-old swimming near the boat while the passengers on the Sunset Cruise shouted at him. During the video, people can be heard encouraging Mr. Robbins to clutch onto the floating device they tossed into the water specifically for him. According to Mr. Chia, the ship's crew followed all authorized safety procedures and company policies when implementing the man overboard protocol. Their ultimate goal was to maximize the chances of rescuing someone who had fallen into the water. According to a video posted on Facebook, Commodore Raymond King of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force stated that the location where Mr. Robbins reportedly jumped into is known for having a high presence of sharks, and those who've analyzed the video have said that you can see shadows swimming closely to Mr. Robbins, causing some to suggest that a shark could have been responsible, as bull and tiger sharks can be found in the Bahamas. One of the sharks that could have been responsible for Mr. Robbins' disappearance is the bull shark. Bull sharks are known for their aggressive behavior and are considered one of the most dangerous shark species when it comes to interactions with humans. Bull sharks are found in coastal waters around the world and are known for their tolerance to both saltwater and freshwater environments. One of the reasons bull sharks are considered dangerous to humans is their proximity to shorelines and popular swimming areas. Unlike many other shark species that inhabit deep offshore waters, bull sharks are commonly found in coastal regions, including bays, harbors, and river mouths. This close proximity to human-populated areas increases the likelihood of encounters between bull sharks and swimmers, surfers, and divers. Bull sharks are known for their aggressive nature and have been involved in a significant number of unprovoked attacks on humans. They have a reputation for displaying territorial behavior and are more likely to engage in aggressive encounters than other shark species. While bull sharks are responsible for a relatively small percentage of shark attacks worldwide, their ability to adapt to various habitats and their assertive behavior make them a potential threat in certain environments. The other shark known throughout the region where Mr. Robbins went missing is that of the tiger shark. Tiger sharks are known for their large size, formidable teeth, and powerful jaws, making them one of the most feared shark species in the ocean. Tiger sharks are named for their distinctive dark stripes that resemble a tiger's pattern. They are large-bodied sharks, with adult females reaching lengths of up to 14 feet and males typically measuring around 11 to 13 feet. Tiger sharks are known for their opportunistic feeding habits and are often referred to as garbage cans of the sea due to their ability to consume almost anything they come across. They have a diverse diet that includes fish, seals, turtles, dolphins, birds, and even other sharks, and it's this versatility and willingness to scavenge that makes them more likely to interact with humans in various coastal and offshore environments. Tiger sharks are responsible for a notable number of unprovoked attacks on humans. The perception of tiger sharks as potentially dangerous stems from their size, powerful jaws, and their presence in popular swimming and surfing areas. They are commonly found in warm coastal waters around the world, including the tropics and subtropics. This overlap with recreational activities increases the likelihood of encounters between humans and tiger sharks. The US Coast Guard has not verified the rumors suggesting that the waters are populated by sharks. The US Coast Guard, District 7, was notified by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force at approximately 11:30 in the evening regarding the incident of Mr. Robbins falling overboard. This information was conveyed in an official statement issued by the Coast Guard. In an official statement, Lieutenant Commander Matthew Spado, the Coast Guard liaison officer to the Bahamas, announced that the US Coast Guard District 7 has dispatched several search and rescue resources following a request for assistance from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Mr. Chia stated that Pirates Revenge Limited had a close collaboration with the Bahamian authorities and the US Coast Guard throughout the incident, and said that during the investigation, they were committed to ongoing cooperation with the authorities. Over the course of multiple days, both the Coast Guard and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force conducted an extensive search in the area where Mr. Robbins went missing, thoroughly scouring both the location itself and the surrounding waters. This search was conducted utilizing air crews and employing specific search patterns. After conducting an extensive search over an area of over 325 square miles, the Coast Guard, in collaboration with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, wrapped up their search operations on May 27th. In the statement, Mr. Spado conveyed that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force had notified them about the suspension of the ongoing search efforts and their decision to not seek additional Coast Guard assistance. He also expressed his deepest condolences to the family and friends of Cameron Robbins in light of this news. During an official statement, Mr. Chia expressed that Pirates Revenge Limited thoroughly assessed and evaluated their safety measures and protocols. They are assured that the company's practices have consistently aligned with the top industry standards, ensuring the safety of their passengers. With the approval of the Bahamian authorities, Pirates Revenge Limited has commenced the operation of their cruise ship once again. In addition, Mr. Chia extended his gratitude to the crew for their unwavering professionalism and proficient execution of their responsibilities throughout the incident. There's many who've said that the video can be solved by identifying the mysterious shadows that emerge in the water, which caused him to swim away hastily. There has been online speculation triggered by the video suggesting that Robbins's demise may have been caused by a shark pursuing him. Several individuals have asserted that they can distinctly discern a shark in the footage. As mentioned, Commodore Raymond King of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force confirmed that the region where Robbins fell overboard is heavily populated with sharks. Other users pointed out that they noticed the presence of a shark on the left side of the video, while one user confidently claimed to have spotted a fin in the short video clip. The Bahamas, with its crystal-clear waters and stunning coral reefs, is a popular destination for beachgoers and water enthusiasts. However, amid the beauty and serenity of these turquoise seas, there is a lurking fear that captivates the minds of many: shark attacks. Shark attacks are a rare occurrence in the Bahamas, but they do happen. The archipelago is home to various species of sharks, and while sharks are an essential part of the marine ecosystem and play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the underwater world, their encounters with humans can sometimes result in negative outcomes. Several factors contribute to shark attacks in the Bahamas. One of the primary factors is the interaction between humans and sharks in their natural habitat. The Bahamas offers exceptional diving and snorkeling opportunities, where tourists and locals can explore the vibrant coral reefs and swim alongside marine life. While these experiences are captivating, they can bring humans into close proximity with sharks, increasing the chances of an encounter. Another factor is the presence of bait and food sources in the water. Fishing and the improper disposal of fish waste can attract sharks to areas frequented by humans. Additionally, certain activities, such as spearfishing or fishing with bait, can unintentionally draw sharks closer to humans, creating a higher risk of an encounter. In the case of Mr. Robbins, some have suggested that the group may have been unknowingly chumming the water by accident, and they could have been doing this by dropping food into the water, which would have attracted wildlife. It is essential to note that the vast majority of shark encounters do not result in attacks. Sharks are often curious creatures and may approach humans out of curiosity or to investigate their surroundings. In most cases, these encounters are harmless and serve as a reminder of the beauty and diversity of marine life. However, there have been instances where sharks have exhibited aggressive behavior, leading to attacks. The Bahamas has implemented measures to ensure the safety of both humans and sharks in their waters. Shark conservation efforts aim to promote responsible interactions and minimize the risks associated with shark encounters. These efforts include educational programs, public awareness campaigns, and guidelines for divers and snorkelers. One such initiative is the establishment of marine protected areas and shark sanctuaries. These areas restrict fishing and other activities that could harm shark populations and their habitats. By protecting these vital areas, the Bahamian government aims to maintain the delicate balance of the marine ecosystem and ensure the long-term survival of sharks and other marine species. The discovery of giant skeletons in the United States has long captivated the imagination of people around the world. Tales of enormous humanoid remains, often referred to as giant skeletons, have fueled speculation about a hidden chapter of human history. According to various sources such as newspaper articles, scientific journals, historical documents and photographs, over the course of 2 centuries in North America, more than 1,000 skeletal remains of individuals who measured at least 7 feet in height have been discovered. These accounts reach from the East to to west coasts of the United States and describe anomalies such as skulls with elongated shapes, excessive teeth, and jawbones that dwarfed the finder's face. The information that has been amassed on these discoveries is well documented. During the 1800s, it was reported that enormous skeletal remains were found in the burial mounds of North America. According to the reports, the skeletons were described as having a length of 7 to 8 feet, while some purported discoveries reaching 9 to 11 feet. Additionally, these skeletons were noted to have enormous skulls and lower jawbones. Early records from local historians frequently documented these remains, as evident in the following excerpt from Cass County, Michigan. Dr. Bonine had discovered a 13-feet-high mound with a diameter of the base approximately 50 feet and unusual skeletons. According to Dr. Bonine, one of the male skeletons, currently in his possession, had a well-preserved large femur, which indicates that the owner was likely 7 feet tall or more. Antiquarian scholars have documented the anthropology of ancient tall people found in prehistoric mounds. An article from the American Antiquarian, Volume 2, Number 1, provides an account from Chillicothe, Illinois. It is a commonly known fact that during the 19th and early 20th centuries, newspapers would often report on the discovery of large-scale skeletons found across the United States. An article from the News Herald on January 3, 1895, based in Portsmouth, Ohio, is a prime example of this trend. It's reported that bridge carpenters discovered an enormous skeleton while conducting excavation work. The finding occurred near Portsmouth, about 3 miles east of the area. The skeleton measured an astounding 7 feet and 4 inches in size. During the 1880s, the Eastern Mound Division of the Smithsonian Institute found many huge skeletons while destroying Native American burial mounds in North America. The Bureau of Ethnology's 12th annual report provides evidence of various large skeletons that were discovered by Smithsonian agents. Near the original surface of the mound, lying at full length upon its back, was one of the largest skeletons discovered by the Bureau agents. The length, as proved by actual measurement, being between 7 and 8 feet. Located at the heart of Mound 11, and buried approximately 3 feet deep, is a vault measuring 8 feet in length and 3 feet in width. Within this vault was discovered a complete human skeleton, measuring an impressive 7 feet in length. This particular specimen's height was determined to be roughly 7.5 feet when it was alive. Researchers arrived at this estimation based on the measurement distance between the skull base and toe bones, which came out to be about 7 feet 3 inches. During the 1900s, archaeologists took a renewed interest in ancient giants. With the help of Charles Snow, William S. Webb from the University of Kentucky was able to confirm that the distinct skeletal characteristics observed by previous sources belonged to the Adena mound building culture. Webb and Snow's study of Adena's anthropology was documented in 2 volumes of the Adena people. The first volume was published in 1945, and the second was co-written with Raymond S. Beebe and published in 1957. The forehead is typically highly noticeable and is situated beneath quite prominent brow ridges. The size of the jawbone's distinctive bulge is moderately projected. Generally, cheekbones are both large and noticeably prominent, extending forward and to the side. This information comes from a publication by Webb, Snow and Beebe in 1957. Moreover, in their analysis, Webb, Snow and Beebe observed a distinct bony chin structure, which is characterized by bilateral prominences leading to an extensive chin width. Although today known as the Maryland Science Center, one of the oldest scientific institutions of the United States, dating all the way back to 1797, the Maryland Science Center used to go by the name of the Maryland Academy of Sciences several decades ago. Dated back to the 25th of November, back in 1897, the Maryland Academy of Sciences was reported to have been in the possession of several skeletons of a lost Native American tribe of giants. Though the skeletons were not nearly as tall as many of the other claimed findings of previous years, the Academy of Sciences claimed that their collection featured 3 full skeletons of 7-foot-tall Native American giants believed to have been a part of an entire tribe of gigantic native people.
The Red-Headed Giants of Lovelock Cave.
The next Native American legend we will be discussing surrounds the historical existence of cannibals in a small cave on the outskirts of Humboldt Sink, Nevada. The place is called Lovelock Cave and is about 150 feet long. The legend claims that the cave was once inhabited by 10 feet tall and red-haired giants who harmed and ate humans from the neighboring communities. The giants, known as Siteka, were deeply feared by the Paiute Indians. The Paiute Indians eliminated the giants by trapping them inside the caves and funneling smoke inside until they passed away. Lovelock Cave, in which they lived, has since been a huge archaeological site and home to the discovery of over 10,000 artifacts. The University of California and its anthropologists went in and discovered tons of unique artifacts, like baskets, finely crafted sage brushes, knives, and other tools. They also found human bones, some of which were missing the marrow that had been dug out. This increased the truth of cannibalistic speculations and that the humans living within the cave ate other humans. Researchers claimed that most of the human bones remained untouched, and the bones that were missing marrow and sported knife marks might have been done out of necessity or famine and not a regular diet. The anthropologist Llewellyn L. Loud was in charge of the Lovelock Cave expeditions when he and his team discovered nearly 10,000 different artifacts. It took him many years of research and work before he could completely publish a full report of the findings. That being said, none of his findings directly proved the existence of 10 feet tall beings, and any human bones found were of the regular size for the time period. The cave was not easy to explore as it suffered from a collapse in roughly the year 440 BC, which led to the destruction of numerous access points. This likely influenced the residents of the cave to leave and find a home elsewhere. The new residents of the cave were mainly bats that, over time, caused a large pileup of guano to cover the ground and all the artifacts. The cave has since been the site of many expeditions from various facilities and research centers, but none have yet to uncover any scientific proof of 10 feet tall giants. Sacsayhuaman in Peru. The word Sacsayhuaman comes from the Quechua language, translates roughly to royal eagle, or more literally, the place where the hawk was satiated. It is thought that it gained this name due to the high presence of these birds in the area where the structure was built. Sacsayhuaman is an architectural complex in the city of Cusco, Peru. The building was erected by the Incas in the 15th century under the 9th Incan leader, Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, and his successors. A project as massive as this necessitated the hard work of at least 20,000 labourers, which were divided by the thousands and given jobs such as quarrying duties, digging trenches, and laying the foundations of this huge monument. This fortress is the largest built by the Incas. It was constructed on an elevated rocky head facing the northern marshy ground outside the Incan capital, Cusco. The Incas were known as master stonemasons, and their abilities are demonstrated wonderfully in this building. It was built using dry stone walls and boulders that were fit tightly together using mortar. Although they did not use anything to cement the stones together, their mechanics ensured that the building stood strong and stable. The huge blocks of stone making up the temple were shaped using nothing but harder rocks and bronze tools. Based on the marks left on these stones, researchers believe they were mostly pounded into shape rather than being cut. The blocks must have been moved around using ropes, levers, poles, and earth-made ramps. This is evident due to the indentations that remained on the stones even after they were fit into place in the building. It was built to withstand earthquakes and the damage from such natural disasters through the interlocking of the blocks and sloped walls, which maximized protection. It is definitely apparent that this proved to be successful, as the building has survived over 500 years of earthquakes. The area also contains a variety of buildings, such as residential spaces, towers, holy places, warehouses, roadways, and aqueducts. The positioning and placing of the area is similar to other Incan locations, like the Machu Picchu.
It stands as a testament to the Incas' skills in architecture and their ability to create a structure that worked in harmony with the natural landscape of the place. It is simply incredible to see the remains of history and the magnificent skills and abilities of those who lived before us, and to be able to witness the architectural pursuits that were accomplished without the use of modern technology and resources. Tesla want to make humanoid robots. A robot uprising is part of many sci-fi and dystopia classics, though with the robots that are being developed, from Alexa to more complex AI, some are worried that it will not be long before this terrifying trope is part of our lives. This is not helped by the 2021 announcement that Tesla is working on a TeslaBot, a humanoid robot that Elon Musk claims could have a working prototype by 2022. Musk has said that the TeslaBot will take care of chores and jobs that us humans just are not fans of. As he continued to describe the robot, he said the AI technology that goes into the TeslaBot will be the same used in the cars, though this humanoid will be decked out with an intricate camera setup to keep an eye on what is going on in the world. A frankly, quite unnerving design is going to be about 1.7 meters tall. Musk has said that the robot is intended to be friendly. While in the world of AI, there may not be definite answers nor a great deal of certainty, the intended does not fill us with a great deal of reassurance. The purpose of the robots is to take off of our hands the jobs that we just do not want to do. These were described by Musk as those that are dangerous, repetitive, and boring. The idea is that any physical work will eventually become optional, thanks to the TeslaBot. A function that looks as though it could be featured is the ability for the robot to understand simple instructions, such as picking up groceries for you. Musk hopes that the TeslaBot could even fill the labor gap, though others are concerned about jobs being taken away from humans in need of work. Of course, the Tesla cars themselves have not come without criticism, with many questioning the capabilities of the self-driving features, following the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration claiming to have identified 11 crashes being the fault of the Tesla cars hitting emergency services vehicles that were parked in the road. One incident resulted in a fatality and in total 17 injuries. Despite these incidents, Musk maintains his view that the Tesla self-driving system is safer than humans on the road. Whatever your personal opinion is, I am sure you can understand the concerns of those wary about the Tesla AI in cars, never mind the same system being used to create humanoids allegedly capable of taking jobs over for us. The world of AI is controversial as it is, though the work of Tesla and Elon Musk himself has caused an even greater divide, with some cheering on the scientific advancements and others wary of the economic and social implications.
This expansive road materialized along the coastline of Sakhalin Island. The mysterious photographs quickly led to the emergence of various theories regarding a potential lost civilization. A massive stone road suddenly appeared on the shores of Sakhalin Island. Although it was only visible for a brief period of time, it attracted enough attention for hundreds of photographs to be captured. The unexpected appearance startled the residents of the island, and many of them said that the mysterious road appeared out of nowhere. Sakhalin Island is situated in the Ring of Fire, an area renowned for its significant subduction zones. This accounts for the frequent occurrence of intense seismic and volcanic activity on the island. It shares its southern border with Japanese islands.